Welcome. The following story from January 1956 has a bit to do with the port of Bahia Blanca, where we were 5 months ago, and the Argentine Navy putsch against the dictator Juan Perón. As described in Report 13, a great singer was sent to the Pamir, who sang a great song for us, which everyone has been humming and singing ever since.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. All through my wild days, my mad existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth
And now we have to go to the report 31. Thanks from Commandante and the river trip to Rosario.
Don't keep your distance.
The story is about in the beginning of the port of Montevideo. We were quickly relieved of our coal, but not from coal dust. The stevedores worked like hell, and coal heave after heave was unloaded within a few days out of our hatches into dozens of barges. After the last lumps of coal, we heaved up the anchor, greeted the stevedores warmly and once again our football friends on the pier, and made our way to Rosario in the Argentine province of Santa Fe. First we steamed using our engine in an evening and night ride on the Rio de la Plata, consisting of the river Parana and Uruguay. The stars above shone down on us, and we were washing the coal dust from the cargo holds. At the beginning of the Rio de la Plata, where we arrived at breakfast time, we stayed on half left side, heading in the northwesterly direction along the Rio Parana to our port of cargo loading, Rosario. No sooner than had we crossed the state border between Uruguay and Argentina, marked by a blue buoy, there is destroyer and 2 torpedo and 2 gunboats approach us on our port side at fast pace. The destroyer commander asked if he could pay the Pamir a visit. This was not an issue for us, and with a sleek motor launch equipped with a waving flag and the navy blue-clad sailors, the Commandante reached our ship and went straight for our perplexed captain to embrace him cordially. We were already afraid the old man would suffer a heart attack as our guest took off his gold-laced hat, smoothing with the right hand the medals and decorations on the left side of his uniform, in order to then declare with a thunder-like voice, "The Argentine Navy recognizes the heroic role that the Pamir played last September in Bahia Blanca in the highest degree. The Pamir has thus made an invaluable contribution to the dictator Juan Domingo Perón to drive him out of the country. For that, this ship and the crew thanks from our government, our navy, and our nation. However, because not all resistance has been broken, we will accompany the Pamir to protect them with 4 warships to Rosario. Consider our ship as an honor guard and a sign of gratitude of our people. Then the Commandante asked us which good memories we brought along with Bahia Blanca. On everyone's lips, suddenly there appeared the song, "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina."
My mad existence, I kept my promise.
The Commandante's checks expanded to twice its size. His face turned red, and his voice rose. "If you dummies think of having to sing the song of the dictator, then this will be penalized as a counter-revolution." He and also his late lady Maria Eve Duarte de Perón, who passed away in 1952, are considered as persona non grata, and a red banner for us. Thank you, Master, and that this does not seem to be your own opinion, because if it had been, you would have to turn around right now. But I wish the Pamir a good trip, and by the way, we are also building a sail training ship at the shipyard Rio Santiago with over 100-meter length. In 2 months, we were launching it. Come back and take a look at it. Just give me a call. And then he embraced our captain again and left. We made our way into the loading port, accompanied by 4 naval vessels and supported by a pilot. When the pilot wanted to communicate with the escort ships, 12 men of us trainees are standing on the upper topsail yards. We were ready to relay orders and confirmations with far-reaching sing-songs. During the night, this mingled with the different voices from the marshy banks on the left and right shores of the river. Later something went wrong in communication. Was it too dark? Was the shore too loud? Or were we imprecise? As the lines of the 2 gunboats were supposed to be lashed on pollards on the forecastle, they were instead attached to the windlass, the anchor device for heaving the anchor. When suddenly the lines were pulled in different directions, there was a big short crack. The windlass was broken. We could still drop our 2 anchors, but cannot have heaved them up again. The boatswain said in a dry voice that this could have happened just by looking at the old thing. Even before dawn, we knew that this would require a longer time of repair. First, we landed at the morning in Rosario at a grain elevator far from town. Before that, we thanked and said goodbye to our pilot and the crew of accompanying ships by singing a song. Here is the first verse. "High sailors, hoist the anchor, fill the sails, set the compass. Goodbye, my love, leaving hurts. Tomorrow we will hit the soaring sea." I sang fervently, soulfully, as loud as I could, not to say goodbye, but out of gratitude to have winds that the broken windlass would hold us for some time in Argentina, because without the safe use of it, the Pamir was not seaworthy. So were the rules. But first we opened the hatches and metal trucks were stuck into our 4 hatches to fill us with grain.